Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Afterbirth podcast with me, your host, Stephanie. And today I have a very special guest. But before I even get into the guest, we have like a different setting today. I feel like it was really it was fitting for the topic that we're going to be talking about. We just needed to switch things up, get real serious, because this is a very serious topic. And it's also one that you guys are heavily interested in. And I know that because my DMs are filled daily with either asking for recs for this person to be on this podcast, or you guys are asking me personal questions about this topic. And I'm literally like, guys, like, I don't know much, or I've just started learning, but I felt like we should learn together. So I thought it was the best time to bring on my guest, Dennaya Famous. And she is famous for regulating the girls, right? You're getting us right with our money, with our finances. And I mean, it's your title. You are a wealth manager.
I am.
I'm so happy to have you on here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I mean, of course, like besides us being, in business together and whatnot, and you helping me with everything, we've actually just also have like a great friendship. I mean, and we're not friends when she's telling me not to spend money, but
no, there's boundaries.
There are boundaries. There are boundaries. But otherwise, I've just been, it's just you coming into my life, to Cadence's life, has just been amazing. And just in the short time that we worked together, there's just been like leaps and bounds in like my mindset, my future's outlook, Cadence's outlook on things. And so I just wanted to really make sure that we're on this podcast together, because I feel like you have a wealth, pun intended, of information. And I just needed my girls, my community to really tap in.
Exactly.
So can we tap in? Can we lock in?
Let's open it up, sister. Wake it up.
Wake it up.
Wake it up.
Thank you. I haven't said thank you in a normal way in like years now. And I keep saying thank you, and it's Santana's fault. That's my stem.
I'm
bringing that back.
I'm screaming. I didn't know where you were going to go with that, but okay.
Earlier we're like, what's a stem? Like, she was asking what a stem is, and I was like, I will show you soon. That one's my stem.
Got it.
That's what it is. And you may hear it.
Okay.
A couple times during this podcast, only because money literally makes me nervous. Talking about money makes me nervous.
Everyone is everyone. Yeah, like everyone has like fear around money, and it's just one of those things. It's just like a taboo topic. We're not taught about it, so it's just not a normal thing. So it's like, how can you not be afraid of something?
Like, where do we go? Where do we start? Right?
It's overwhelming. Like, so it's just like, of course, it's a fearful of something that's unknown.
Yeah. I feel like even when we got started, I vividly remember our first conversation, and you were like, hey, like, it's okay.
Yeah, I got you.
This is a safe space.
I got
you,
yeah.
I didn't need to come having it completely figured out, which I absolutely did not.
No, we built it from the ground up.
Right. I just felt like it was just time. And I'm like, okay, well, here it is, girl.
Yeah.
Like, let's put it out on the table and see what we can do. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going to treat it the same. Like, we're learning together. This is definitely a safe space.
Yeah.
We actually have some questions from my community. I asked them to like send me over some questions earlier today. So it's a safe space for everybody.
Listen, this is why I'm here.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, perfect. So, I mean, we could just jump in with a little bit more about you. So like I said, Dennaya Famous. I know that you are CEO and head of your own company, which is a new fund investment advisory practice.
Yes.
So how did you get started in wealth management?
Well, it's kind of like a crazy story. So obviously, financial advisory, wealth management is a secondary career for me. Like, I went to school, studied marketing, came out of, people know me like on Instagram as like a fashion girl.
Yes.
Like, so it's like, I think a lot of people don't even realize that I work in wealth management, because it's like, I'm very like,
yes, no, if you
hush about it.
If you go on the Instagram, it's giving
fashion girl.
It's giving fashion.
Yeah. And that's just like who I am naturally. But it's like, I've always been curious about like stocks and finance and all that kind of stuff. Like, I deem myself naturally like as a nerd. And what really happened is like when COVID happened, it was like the time like everything shut down, and I like was able to sit with myself and ask myself like real questions. Like, if you wanted to do something for the rest of your life, what would it be? I always never felt any sort of satisfaction in anything that I ever done, like fashion, any of that. Like, so I was like, what is it that you want to do? Like, and let's just do it. And it was finance. Yeah, absolutely.
What called you to finance though? Like, I couldn't be more disgusted by numbers. So it's like, that's fascinating.
It's just like, can I cuss on here? Because
you could cuss.
It's just some nerdy shit, to be honest.
Mm.
Like, it's just I'm just a nerd. Like, I like reading, I like numbers, like I like all of the things, and then like obviously that just snowballed into like, oh, I saw if I put two and two together, and then I can use these, and then I can make money on it. So
Okay.
that was really how I fell into that, and just like it's just what I love to do. Like I feel so fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. It's just like really, I feel like the pandemic really did open that
Mhm.
door for a lot of
It was
us.
the only time because it's like you're just going.
Mhm.
And that was the one time where it's like, oh shit, like there's nothing to do. I have
Yeah.
to sit with myself. And then you just like start like,
Yeah. What's
your
real,
intrusive
what
thoughts
isn't?
are already crazy. So it's just like,
Absolutely. I mean, even for me, like
yeah.
that was a transition out of my career. I've
Mhm.
always been education background,
Yep.
very 9 to 5, very like you have to do A to get to B. And then during the pandemic, I was like, let me see if this is the time to really like be a creative, for real, like,
Yes,
really get into a different
exactly.
thing. And then here we are for
Yep.
real. So yeah, like that's amazing
Yeah.
to see that you really like were, one, you were understanding you weren't like satisfied in the things that you were doing.
Mhm.
But I feel like you didn't like throw them away. Like you still
No.
are. I have like 2 avenues going on.
Uh-huh.
I love that about you.
Yeah, it's like naturally I get dressed
Mhm.
every day. Like I'm
Mhm.
always going to be fashion girl, but it's just like I just felt like I'm like super shy, to be honest. So it's like me like posting on Instagram like really gives me so much crazy anxiety. So it's just like it never felt natural to me to
Mhm.
like go into like being like an influencer and things
Mhm.
like that. I just always felt like forced. So it's just but it's who I get dressed
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
natural, but it's just like for a career it just wasn't for me. And
Like
I
it's in you.
it's
not just
in
on
me.
you,
It's
but
not on
you don't
me.
need to. Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
need to
in
like
me. It's
show
like
it off
if you
all the time.
see me,
You
it's
know
not-
what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, but I know that you're within your advisory firm, like you definitely have a huge focus on women.
Mhm.
Dare I say even Black women.
Say it.
What is that to you?
Obviously, like if there was one demographic of people that I could work with, it's going to be those who look like me.
Yeah.
For various reasons. Obviously, we're always shitted on, always looked over, like, and all of the above. So if I have like this wealth and this like knowledge, why wouldn't I pour back into like
Mhm.
you next to me?
Mhm.
Like just makes sense. Like I feel like there's so many other resources for everyone else, but there's
Yeah.
none for us. So it's like, yeah, I could go, and I have like worked with, the athletes and things like that. I can go a bunch of different routes,
Yeah.
but doesn't feel natural to me.
We're left behind a lot, aren't we?
In all categories.
Black women are left behind a lot. Yeah, I mean, I
lot.
can even just and then we have like the different layers of left behind for like I know I've met a bunch of women and those who like come to me via like Instagram or whatever
Mhm.
other platform and they're just like we're just all raised and I relate. We were raised in a home where finances were just
You
not
didn't talk about
discussed.
it.
Like
You didn't
no
talk
one
about it.
you either see your parents
Mhm.
struggling or you see them not struggling, whatever that
Yeah.
whatever that looks like, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I know for me, like I grew up with my mom she gave me like one time my mom gave me $500. I was like a sophomore in college.
Mhm.
And I think she really thought that was supposed to last me my entirety of college.
All 4 years.
Like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Figure it out.
That's for you. You're
Mhm.
good. And like the money was gone and she was like in shock, almost
Mhm.
like treating me like I was like irresponsible for not making it stretch.
But how are you supposed to know?
How was I supposed to
Yeah.
know? You know what I mean? And then it's just, I also remember my brother and I like reprimanding our parents a lot
Mhm.
because I'm first generation Haitian American.
Mhm.
They're, straight up Haitian, but they've been here for some time.
Mhm.
And like us going into high school and we're going to high school with predominantly white, affluent kids, all these things. And it's like, oh yeah, look at my investment. And I have and where I'm like, investment?
What is that?
What's that?
Yeah.
What is that?
My portfolio.
No, but and they
Yeah.
legitimately were discussing portfolio
Mhm.
over lunch, over whatever. And
Mhm.
I'm just like,
Can't relate. Don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I just see my parents spending money or receiving money and that's it. So I've never ever had
Mhm.
that background.
Mhm.
Right. So we are all left behind in a certain way. And then we grow up and we're just like,
Yeah,
we
and
have
it's
to
like
fend for ourselves.
exactly, and you're still out here like trying to survive in the world, not knowing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in your work, what's like kind of like a money trend that you notice with women, Black women especially?
Fear.
Okay.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Fear and some form of like just crazy overspending.
Mm.
Like, but normally like
Hey, I feel like I feel like you're attacking me.
No, it's not
I
personal.
don't know. I felt
Yeah,
that.
but it's like if the shoe fits, like
It does. Okay.
But yeah, it's just fear. It's just like
Mhm.
I feel like everyone's just operating from like just like a on 10, like anxiety, like all that. Like, and it's just like I see it whether someone has $10 or $10 million. They're
Oh,
all
wow.
scared. Like it's just the same. Like
Mhm.
that's just the common theme.
Yeah. No, I think I acted shocked just now. I was like, oh yeah, like 10 million.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get into why the 10 million did something to me, but I can relate in this sense. And like
Mhm.
I just wanna I share more. I feel
Yeah.
like I've talked about this on Instagram, just like briefly, just
Uh-huh.
maybe like a story post, but to share really like how we came to be, like how I got here.
Yeah.
With finances.
Mhm.
You know, I distinctively remember we've been working with each other for just under a year
It'll
now.
be a year
today.
very, very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
But I just distinctively remember, even prior to meeting you, just going in a cycle of like, I'm up right now and then I'm real down.
Mhm.
I'm up right now, real down right
Mhm.
now. And that was just where I was stuck. I'd been living in New York for 6-7 years. I
Mhm.
don't think I've ever put away more than $50 for savings. Like legitimately, never able to save. I mean, that's just like the nature of New York.
Yeah.
I'd always made a really great salary, but I've always been in a position that somehow like my expenses are more than
Then
my
what you bring in,
salary. So
yeah.
I'd always just been like figuring it out for real. Like,
Mhm.
and then when I had Cadence, it was like I was not only supporting her, I was supporting this other whole ass adult, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and myself, and just trying to make it work. And then you'd get like one mimosa, and I would feel like very like, oh my God, I'm just doing the worst thing ever, you know, taking care of myself. But as a Libra,
Mm.
I rarely deny myself things. I like my things,
Of course.
you know. So in my head, I'm just like, you spend it, it'll come back.
Uh-huh.
And it was coming back. Like sometimes it would take a while. Sometimes it would be at the very last minute. You know what I'm saying? Like the oil never ran out. For
No,
me.
that's
That's
true.
a blessing.
Yeah.
But it was also extremely stressful.
Mhm.
And so I did, like I said, at the pandemic, I shifted out of education. I saw that, you know, that door open for me and I leaped through.
Mhm.
At the time, what really got me started, because I hate when people just act like money just came, just if like
Just
Jesus
fell.
or something, whatever, like it just
Yeah.
fell into my lap. Like no, like I'm gonna like true tea, you guys. Like the way I got my first little like comeuppance of like of finances at the time, I had I moved to Charlotte. I'd gotten a Mercedes. It was not me. Cadence's dad actually bought me the Mercedes. I mean, it's the least he could do.
The least.
So he got me the car and it was fully paid off. So it was a brand new car, fully paid off, no issues, no nothing, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. At the time, I knew I did not want to go back into education. I'd like kind of been like, I've done as much as I could do with this. I was doing curriculums. I was like,
You exhausted yourself. Yeah.
I was like, if there is any time that I'm ever going to be able to pivot into anything else, the time is now. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't need that Mercedes. Actually, I hated the Mercedes because it just felt like a here you go type of thing. So I was like, the juju in this car is not even good. I'm gonna use what was meant for evil
for good.
And I surely did. I went to that to the lot. I think I like long story short,
She flipped it.
I flipped it. Okay. The car, like I said, the car was brand new. It had like less than 8K miles on it. I got it with zero miles on there. And so I sold the car, got back every penny for it because I didn't pay a thing for it.
Right.
Paid my rent for a year. And then I dug my heels and I said, I don't have to worry about the roof over my head.
Yeah.
So anything else that comes in from here is really on top.
Yeah.
It's really, I can make it shake. I can make it do what it do. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what I did. Was handling stuff for Cadence, was handling stuff for myself. And then I was going hard on doing my posting. At first I was doing like Amazon link stuff or whatever. And then I got reached out to by the agency that I'm right now.
Yeah.
It was like, I was just following what I knew I needed to do and wanted to do.
The path. Yeah.
And I had that little bit of coin to head start me. And I feel like, thank goodness I let him buy that car.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. You know what I'm
Like you
saying?
said, the least.
It was the least
Yeah.
I could do, but then I ended up using it in order to get myself where I am now. And I feel like if I didn't have that, I would have been perpetually stuck in like a check to check situation or just not knowing how to move.
That was your seed money.
That was my seed money.
Yeah.
But get this. How quickly one can blow money.
Oh. Instantly.
I would like to meet my rival in that department for real, because I found myself quickly, like whatever I was getting from, even before I signed to my agency, but I was getting like some brand deals on my own or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally just you just don't realize like your habits are your habits.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if you're broke or you
Mhm.
have that little seed money or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Your habits are your habits
Yeah.
or lack thereof.
Right.
And so I was still in a
Mhm.
freaking insane position. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so I just remember right before meeting you saying, this is my last year being broke.
Mhm.
And I meant it. I had said that before. I had, told myself, Stephanie, you need to stop. Like, save this money. You don't need this other thing, this thing, whatever. Stop. But I never listened to
Mhm.
myself. This time I said it, I was
And you meant
literally
it.
driving to my yoga class.
Yeah.
I was in my car and I was like, I cannot do this again.
Mhm.
I need to get it together. I remember I reached out to Erin, who's been your longtime
Mhm.
client, my like dearest friend. And she was like, I've got the person you need.
Mhm.
And then we met each other.
Mhm.
So it's just been like, it's just, changed everything for me. And just to go back to the very first thing you said and why I brought this story up is that we met with each other. But I remember you also saying at the end of our call, like, hey, like working with a financial advisor or wealth manager is one thing. But again, the habits around the money, like obviously you're not in my home. You're not like
Yeah. Not
holding my credit card,
micromanaging.
debit,
Yeah.
you're not micromanaging
Yeah.
me. But you were just like, you need to also pair this with therapy.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about like why it's so important to have a therapist or connection with therapy in some way in conjunction to having an advisor?
Because it goes back to what you were saying is like behavior.
Mhm.
Like you said, you have lived this, you experience it, whether you had no money or a lot of money. If you don't change the behavior, like you'll still blow the money.
Mhm.
So you have to get down to like the root of why you have these behaviors. Like I always feel like in my work too, like I am a little bit of a therapist because I am able to like break
Yeah.
through like certain like.
Oh yes, me.
like,
I
will knock it out of you.
Bag. Like, what do you think?
I will
about
knock it out. I'm like, so why do you need, like, let's get
Yeah.
to it. But I feel like you have to do the work on all levels. It's like, I'm an advocate for therapy. Like, I go to therapy.
Mhm.
Like, I have to. Like, every person should have a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like you have to get down to the root of like the actual behavior and figure out, well, why am I doing this? Like, why do I need to do this? Why do I keep, getting myself out of the positions in better positions, but still falling back on my feet, not on my ass, I should say. So
that's the truth. Yeah. I think for me, my root was one, I had a huge money trauma that I didn't realize was money trauma.
Mhm.
I grew up pretty well-to-do. My parents, were doing the damn thing. Both my parents are engineers actually. And, but they had no actual money management.
Yeah.
So by the time I got from high school to college, like literally overnight, we like lost a good chunk of money. Like my dad's investments all fell through. Like a lot of their businesses were in Haiti. And as we know, like Haiti just continues to, go downhill, bless my country. But like, it's just difficult. And like literally overnight, I went from never worrying about money in my life to
worrying about it.
We don't know how we're going to pay for college. I had to pay for college. I had to figure it out. And so.
But that's so traumatic.
It was
that's so traumatic.
And I was like, and I'm going to the school. All my friends again, they're getting this, they're doing this.
Yeah.
They're moving this. And here I am.
You're like what? Like what? Like,
and not wanting to like really attach myself to that because I was just like, oh my God, like ew.
Yeah.
Like I don't. What do you mean we can't have such and such?
Yeah.
We can't. You know what I mean? So it was really really traumatic, and I felt like I carried that with me all through adulthood, where it was just like things really. I was attached to like material things and like always, just those, whatever. I just didn't really reconcile with the fact that life looked different and I carried that with me. And it wasn't until like I really got into therapy for that after we met that I was like, oh, I need to let that go. And then I also need to find other resources, right? So speaking of like finding other resources, who do you think who qualifies to get a financial advisor, wealth manager?
See, that's a kind of different question. Because how I frame it is I feel like everybody. Like for me, like obviously via you like opening up to your journey, like working with me, I'll get like a lot of girls that, in a typical setting may not qualify on paper for a financial advisor. But for me, I'm like, that doesn't mean I can tell you no. Like, yeah, you may not be able to afford me per se, but if you reach out to me, you ask me a question, I'm going to respond to you. Like, you're not like, you don't deserve to be discarded. Like, like your journey is important to me. So I feel like everyone deserves a financial advisor, or just someone that they can go to and ask questions, like, or just things like that. So it's like, yeah, just because you are where you are right now doesn't mean that's where you're going to stay. So it's just like, if there's people out there that, you know, you can like lean on for support, then go for it for sure.
So like if you're not, so are there different like tiers to like managing your money? So I know there's a wealth manager, which may be different from a financial advisor. And then sometimes like when I walk into the bank, it's been a while. When I walk into the bank, there's somebody there. What is that person doing, and what's their differences?
I mean, it's really all kind of like the same. Like, you know, it's like financial advisory is wealth management is broad. Like it's like me, I run my own practice, and like we're here in New York. So all the firms on Wall Street, like they run their own practices. It's just like they have their book of business and they run it how they see fit according to like their client. Me, I take like a holistic approach with my client. So it's like, you know, we maybe start with your budget and we'll stay there. We'll get that situated. But my ultimate thing is to get people like growing money, investing in the market. Like that's, you know, always my end goal. But the people in the bank, like, they're there to just, you know, take your money, put it in like some basic stuff. But it's never like personalized. Like you can't call up Johnny at Bank of America and be like, hey, da 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 da. He's gonna be like, what? Like,
so like that's the difference. Like the bank is a business and they're looking out as the business. But if you have a financial
those are institutions. And then they do have advisors at the bank, but it's just like may not be as personable and one-on-one unless you have coin.
Right.
Like can't come in there with like, oh, my little $10,000 like and expect someone to be like, you know,
on you about hand holding.
Yeah.
And so, I needed the hand holding.
And they're not going to get
come
that.
A little less than that, shoot. I did. So I you know, I guess I'm like really grateful for you and other resources. I know that it's like you're not the only one that will take women who aren't at a wealthy status.
No.
Like we all do deserve help with that money and in order to get there, because we all can get there.
Absolutely.
Is that realistic? Is that realistic to say?
No. And I feel like I talked about this at dinner last night. I feel like I have like this little gift where I can see potential in people that they can't see in themselves. So that's why I'm like, I see it. I see how you can get there. So yes, obviously, like no one is, you know, we're all evolving, you know, making more money and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, where you are today is not where you're going to be in 5 years or whenever. But yeah, of course.
What do you think are 3 money management myths?
Money management myths that you need a lot of money. That's number 1. That's
you need a lot of money to
start.
Okay.
Like you need a lot of money. It's expensive. And it's intimidating, I feel like.
Okay. How much do you think you do need to, realistically, what do you need to be making or to have in order for a financial advisor to work with you?
I feel like it's like case by case scenario, because it's like, it depends on obviously what you're making, but everyone should be growing and saving money, whether you make $35,000 or you make $3 million a year. Like everyone should be doing it. So it's like there's no set amount. You just need to do it. Like you need to take the steps. You need to put money in the proper buckets and grow it. So yeah, I can't say like you need X amount. You just need to do it.
Okay. And then the second thing you said was that we think that money management is expensive. What are the costs related to hiring a financial advisor? Yeah,
traditionally, like you take, you know, it's structured different ways because it's a volume business and it's based on like account size. So like, let's say if a client comes to me with like multiple 7 figures, I can be like, oh, I'll just take like a cute little percentage of your earnings, or I could just charge you like a flat fee. Those are traditionally like the two methods, but there's no set price. It really just depends on like what you're, you know, what you're working with essentially. Because like, you know, no 2 accounts are the same.
Yeah. And so if that means then if someone is coming with less than that, so their threshold is below, would you suggest then that they get an advisor, or do you think they just need a different money management tool?
You know, there's tools out there, but what's a tool if you don't even know how to use a tool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's like literally, I mean, we're just going to talk about it right now. Your third thing was that it's really scary.
It's intimidating.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
What was intimidating to me was investment.
Yeah.
It was investment. Not only was it intimidating, I didn't see the point of it at first. I'm going to be honest. Like, we're deep into it now and you're like, literally like, look at this. Yes, I get it now, but I did not see the point.
Really?
And it was intimidating. First, I didn't see the point because I was like, I need the money now though.
Okay.
Like I'm already, I just told you I have $10 left over. What do you mean 8 of it needs to go into investment and keep the 2 and make that work? You know what I mean? I'm like, I need the money right now.
Yeah.
And then the second part of it was that I didn't understand, scared money don't make no money. I could rap it all day, Temple. Okay, I could rap it all day. But it's like, I really didn't understand, like how the volatility of a market or whatever, like really actually does benefit.
Yeah.
And like, I should be thinking about the future you. So let's talk investments.
Let's talk about it.
Shudders.
You're fine. You've been here for a year. You were good.
A little bit. No, but I'm telling you, it's still very challenging.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like understanding all of it, what goes into it, and like what's really the benefit. It's a lot. And I feel like a lot of people can relate with that. So let's just like get into it as much as we can.
Let's do it.
Okay, so why should we invest?
Because I don't know if you know, the cost of inflation, the dollar decreasing, like money just sitting in the bank is nothing happening. Like you have to put your money in vehicles that are going to grow it. Like obviously, like what things cost today will not cost the same in 10 years or so. But if you just keep that money in the bank, it's like you have $1 in the bank, it may be worth 60 cents in 10 years, but had you invested it, you're always trying to outpace inflation.
Okay.
Beat the cost of living. In order to do that, you have to put it in vehicles that are going to grow money. So that's why.
And investment is just the way to go with that.
That's how wealth is built in this country. You got to invest. Like the Wall Street baddies. Like
nobody told me nothing. Like legitimately, I feel like you hear people talk about investment. And you hear the word investment, but it's just like it's a tricky thing to get into. So I would say like, what are the types of investments that we should be immediately looking for? On
like a small, like just if I wanted to do something today, I tell people like the money that you have in your checking account, cool, fine, whatever. But at least if the least you can do is like put your money in a high yield savings account. So at least like it could be earning a little bit of interest. High yield savings vehicles are never meant to like make you rich.
Yeah.
That's just like to park your money in, because what the banks are using your money, they're loaning it out and they're making an interest on it. And then they're just giving you a little slice off the top. But that's
and
like
the littlest slice, the teeniest, tiniest,
and it changes all the time. So that's just like, if I'm got my little savings, sit it there, whatever. Obviously, the next thing a little bit more complicated than that is you want to have your money in like an actual investment account, which would be like a brokerage. That's just like basic. But then as you get like an advisor, they can bring you on like more complicated strategies and help you build out an actual like portfolio, like professional grade.
Yeah.
But things you can do today, like you put your money in high yield savings, go get you a little, I don't want to give specific brokerages, but like, little 1-2.
Yeah. I know. Well, I mean, if we're talking high yield savings, I know I've used Ally and I've used Marcus.
Marcus is great.
Yeah, I think both of those do really well with trying to stay as best as they can above whatever the federal rate is. And I feel like I've done.
And those change all the time as you see what's happening now. Like just a little 1-2 CNBC real quick. The Federal Reserve has been actively cutting the interest rates.
Yeah, I feel like it won't stop.
There was 3 scheduled for this year. The one in December is still TBD, but when that happens, it lowers the interest rate. So when you first started your Marcus, I think it was probably like 4%.
Yes.
Now it may be like, I don't even know, it might be like 3. It'll probably be like 2 when all this stuff is said and done. Like, it's like, that's why you can't really rely on it and say like, oh, I'm a guaranteed get out of this. No, it's just put it there so you get a little something.
Yeah, a little something while the money is sitting there versus in your regular bank account.
Where if you put it in a regular like, savings account, you may get a point of a percent of interest.
Yeah. And I also think it's smart to not have all your money in one place. Like that was something I've always literally only had my money in one bank account. Like that's it. And so it's good to
You have to be diversified.
Diversify where you are keeping your money. So that's something basic to do. So a high yield savings account. And then you mentioned a brokerage. Like, give me a little more detail on that.
So a brokerage account is just like an investment account where you can go and you can buy actual stocks. Let's say if you wanted to buy Apple stock, like you would do that through like a brokerage. And I'll just give out a gem because we're here. Just like Fidelity would be a great platform. It's easy to use. It's like an upgrade where it doesn't feel like you have to like monitor. It feels professional, and it's like that's where you go and buy actual stocks. So something that, you know, self-directed you can do on your own. And you really don't need an advisor to do that for you. You just go in and, you know, automate it, put your little 1-2 in there and buy like the basic stuff. And then that'll give you.
What do you deem as basic stuff? Like what I don't have an advisor with me. I've opened Fidelity and I know I want to do a little 1-2 because I remember people were doing, what's that app? I feel like at one point people were buying Robinhood.
That's why I didn't say that because it's too much like a video game for me.
I was playing on there.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, everybody's saying something about it. Me too. Something. But I had no idea. Mind you, I think I have money still sitting on there. I have no... sorry. But like, I just had no idea what I was doing. So I would hate to then get a Fidelity and then still have no idea what I'm doing. Like, what would I need to study on my own? Or like, what can I access on my own to know what then to do with Fidelity?
Study what you have around you, the things you use. You got... Everyone has an iPhone. So obviously...
That would be a...
You should... The rule of thumb, the most basic thing is just like buy things that you own. You already own.
No, that was like so basic.
Yeah.
That was so like, oh, okay. Yeah. No, in my head, I like overcomplicated. No, I'm going to need to know the abbreviations or things that
obviously, if we all are using iPhones, they're doing well. Like they're taking our money down. So why
they
not
keep releasing, so that means the business is growing.
So it's like, why not?
So buy into
exactly instead of just being a consumer. Why not be, you know, technically owner of the company?
Yeah. Thank you.
Period.
That was actually really, really simplified. I feel very approachable. So you get a brokerage account, look around you, the things that you're investing in, buy stock in it, become an owner.
Exactly.
In those things,
and just hold it. Hold it.
You said hold it. I feel like you said that for a specific reason.
Yeah, because like, money is a time thing. Like, I think we live in such like this fast-paced world where everyone just wants instant gratification right away. This doesn't work like that. Like,
I struggle.
No, like you have to give things time to like compound, like the law, like compound interest, like the law of large numbers, like the techie nerdy stuff. Like obviously like with compound interest, money, like it's like this crazy mathematical like equation, but money essentially doubles every 8 years.
Okay.
So it's like
8 years.
8 years. You still got 7.
Okay, fine.
And even you know, longer than that. Like there's some like people who do this, like they pass this down from generations. Like they hold them and pass them down. Like if you don't need the money, like at least like think about future you. At least like retiree. Like you still, you know, it's a crazy time that we live in. But at minimum, the average, you know, 30 something, we have at least like 30 plus years of working left. That means you have to save for that long.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. Hold it. Like don't just buy it. You see it goes up a few dollars and you're wanting to sell. Like you're going to miss out. And it's really hard to time the market. Like even the most prestige advisor can't time the market because you just don't know. That's why you just put your money in, you hold for the long term, and you move on with your life. Like
remember that one the crash out I had? What was going really bad in the market that I was like, didn't we just buy?
What was that? Liberation Day? Was it that?
Was it
when the tariffs came out?
No, it was before that. Something was crashing.
Oh, you know, I'm so immune to it that I'm like,
I was not immune. I feel like I was losing it, and you're like,
you go crazy, and I was like,
this is when we're gonna actually make the most money. Like, get off my lawn.
No, this leave me alone. The saying is like in the market is like when there's extreme fear, that's when you get greedy.
Yeah,
like that's when people like on the news they're like, oh, the world is ending, da 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 da. Meanwhile, they're buying up everything.
Yeah,
like,
I do see that. I mean, if you're like, yes, it is. It is a fair critique. Congress should not be able to purchase.
Oh, absolutely not.
Stock. Like, I just feel like it's just the most immoral.
It's crazy.
Should be so illegal thing to do. But for real, keep your eye keep your eye on them.
You follow the money.
They follow the money, and I'm
money.
gonna follow them. And I feel like we've been
that's
really,
literally
you
what
know,
it is. It's my
really
life
well at
work.
that. It's like, okay, everyone's panicking. What are they buying right now?
Exactly, because
And
that's
then we
what
buy the
they're
same thing.
doing. You dip, you buy the dips. You always buy the dips. That's the thing. Is like the markets, they can't go up continuously. That just is not how,
nothing.
it's a roller coaster.
Always
Yeah, exactly.
increases.
It's ebb and flow. It's the law of gravity. What goes up comes down, vice versa. So, but that doesn't mean you panic. Like, of course, like the only time you should be worried is like if you, let's say you were retiring and like we were in like some crazy shit like a recession or something like that, then it's like a little bit scary. But as far as you and other girls out there, like just sit back and watch the things that you're gonna have to see over the there. You see it in the course of history, like the Great Depression, like the .com crash, like Black Monday, like all of those kinds of things. And it's like those are natural things. They look scary, but it's just like if you have capital to deploy or you have money in the market, 9 times out of 10, it's always gonna go back up. You just have to be patient.
Yeah.
So
you just mentioned this, and we're kind of like I feel like we've been teetering on one since. This guy got into presidency, but like I feel like there's always a looming threat of recession.
Yeah.
We're kind of, I don't know. Some might say we're already in it. We've been in it.
I think we have been in like a mild one for real, but it's like, it's kind of like crazy to be like, I feel like because I operate in this space from like above. So it's like, I see like the correlation of how like things are different in the actual economy versus like what's happening in the market. Because if you look at the stock market, you would be like, ooh, like, we're doing great, sweetie. But if you like looked at what's happening in like the actual day-to-day, like the world, like people are struggling. So it's like, And
I feel like that's literally what's happening. Like when he wakes up, he's like, the stock market is great, but I'm rich, so we're good. But everyone else who has to do their day-to-day is like,
that's why it's important to invest in the market because obviously there's no correlation. But going back to recession, yes, I feel like we are in a mild one and have been for a while. But recessions are normal. Like I feel like probably in the next couple of years we'll have an actual like real for real recession. Like it's just,
how does a recession then affect investments and like my money that I have in markets? Like
it'll go down. It'll go down.
But this is just another thing.
Yeah, it's natural.
You would be like, this is just a moment. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah, just easy peasy. Just, you know, it's fine. Like it's healthy.
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
Okay, for an economy to experience a recession.
Yeah, it's a natural part of the cycle. You know, like there are bad things that happen. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm not gonna pretend like it's all, but it's just like that's.
Again, it's the ebb and flow.
Yeah, it's the ebb and flow of it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who should invest then? I know you're gonna say everybody, but it's like realistically, if I have, and I've been there, like legitimately after I pay all my things, I've got like $300 left for the month. Am I a candidate to invest?
Yeah, because if everything's paid, let's say, you know, you have $300 left, give yourself $250 and then invest the $50. At least you're putting something.
50 is enough to invest.
It's $1 is enough to invest. Like it's not an amount. It's the discipline and the consistency of doing it, because you can start with $50 today, but that doesn't mean even in 6 months it'll be 50. Like it's just the getting started. I don't care about what you start with. I care about you actually taking the steps to do it. Okay.
And then so I guess with that also the second piece of the advice is start ASAP. Like the sooner the better you start with.
Like I said,
I felt like I was really late.
Not late, but like at a pivotal moment, like point in time where it's like a fork in the road and you could have gone either way, but either way you went was going to make like a crazy like decision on how like your life was going to pan out. So it's like, you still have time, of course. Like obviously the sooner you start, the better. Like what we're doing with Cadence, like that's when you start. Like literally when your mom gets pregnant with you, that's when you start. Like to be honest, like before you come out, like literally you should have been investing. But yeah, like 30s, 40s, it's still great. 20s is amazing, but it's just like this. It's just the sooner you start, the better. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so for women without children, so let's say like our demographic is like 20s to 40s. What are the two? Like I want to say like what would you give as like the top money advice? Like maybe like 2 things you would tell women from 20 to 40. I'm trying to like grow my focus on my wealth,
Mhm.
what should I do first? Top 2 things.
First is you want to make sure you have your liquidity. So emergency fund. So everyone should have at least 3 months of expenses saved up. So that's priority A, is to make sure you are either you have that or you start working on that. So
Mhm.
savings, and then get you a little brokerage account
Yeah.
and buy you whatever, little Apple stock, little whatever, and start
Mhm.
putting the money in the market every month. Set yourself like a budget for your savings and then for investing, and then just automate it. Put it in same time every
Yeah.
month, and just set it and forget it.
Set it in for yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I get a lot, and I hear a lot of pushback on this a lot when we're just like, oh, you need to, the liquidity part, like you need to start that
Mhm.
savings. Like you do need to start the savings. Well, I don't have enough money. Like for my day to day, like how can I do my
You-
savings anyway? And I feel like I'm going to say something that might sound controversial. I don't know why it's controversial.
Okay.
Unpopular appointment though. It's just like,
Okay.
or unpopular, what is it? Point of view, whatever, opinion.
Opinion.
I feel like figure it out.
Yeah.
Like if you feel that at the end of the day, it's your job, like you're not making enough money to spend, you need to either find another job
Mhm.
or you need to be utilizing your skills in a different way to like get extra money to make that.
Can I say something?
Tell me.
9 times out of 10, and I just from a confidence in my craft, I can guarantee you there's something that you're spending on that you don't need.
Yeah.
And then you can reallocate that to saving or investing.
Mhm.
Whether it's dining out, it's shopping, it's something that you can be like, if you look at it, you're like, oh, I don't really need that. I could reallocate that money and use it so it can serve a better purpose. So it's like, I get that side of it for sure, but there's always a way in there to like, if you really wanted it, you're gonna figure it out.
You're gonna figure it out. And I think that's like where I was getting to it as well, because we definitely had to cut some stuff.
Yeah, it's just like
for me to really make other things work the way I wanted them to in the future.
And guess what? You don't miss those things.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And I thought I did. Again, I do not shy away from spending.
No.
And I just feel like I've had to just, first of all, tell myself, hey, like happy right now, like happy for 10 minutes or retire earlier, or know that cadence is super settled. So it's like, changing those types of mindsets.
And also but the balance of it too, because I never like with any of my clients, it's never my intention to like limit you and make you feel like you can't live your life and you can't like,
it's the same as a food diet.
Yeah. It's just
if the second I feel like I become way too restricted, actually
I want a cookie.
Actually I'm going to swipe this card now. So
yeah.
So
and I'm a girl, I'm a fashion girl. So I know like, but it's just like balance, like take care of you right now and take care of future you. Like both are important.
So like, okay, that's awesome. So women, you would say again, from 20s to your 40s, focus on your liquidity. So ASAP, do something.
Yeah, because it's like, you got to think about it. Like if you had an emergency, you lost your job, you had a health emergency, some family emergency, anything. Like, where are you going to go? Like, where are you going to get the money? Like,
I didn't get my first emergency fund up until I was 35. Like, what was that? 35, right? We got our first 35 years old. So it's like, we all have to start somewhere. We all have to make it, shake. And not to say that I hadn't ever had like a little something before, because I did. The first time was actually when I left New York. So I left New York, pandemic, went to Miami, which was home for me at the time. And it was the first time I wasn't paying rent in my adulthood life. Like, just try to do what I had to do at my parents' house. And I put away my first it was exactly 8K. I remember because that 8K disappeared the second I had to leave Miami.
Gone.
It cost like 8,000 and something to move all my things sight unseen to Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was gone. But I was glad it was there because I didn't have to like do what I'd done before, which was always rely on a credit card.
And just put yourself in more and more debt.
More debt. It's like I just paid this shit off and like here I am like having to do it yet again. You know what I mean? So I think that was also a saver. So the first time was that car I had to sell. The second time was like realizing the last freaking place I want to be is at my parents' house.
Yeah. Gotta go.
I mean, the last freaking place, but I did it.
Yeah.
And I was able to like save money almost right away.
Yeah.
Did I have to use it right away? Sure. But at least it was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't go into that.
That's the purpose of the emergency fund. Because you just never know. Like, you plan, you do all the things, but you never know what life is going to throw at you.
Yeah.
So you have to, that's the least that you can do for yourself is like, have something just like, and it doesn't take a lot. It's like, I keep like going back to this, it's really a discipline thing. Like if you just take, if you got $10, put $10 up and just do it consistently, and it'll grow. But whatever that means to you or whatever you have, just put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's for women. We're generalizing it. Let's bring it into motherhood.
Okay. Cause I was like, are you about to say men? Cause that's.
Girl, I don't know. Nothing
I didn't,
about that.
I was like, whoa.
We don't. This is not the space for that. It's not a space
I was like, I didn't know where you're
for
going.
them, actually. Absolutely not. Thank you. Motherhood.
Yep.
Moms and savings. So I did not grow up with, again, mom or dad talking about savings, about how to make money, how to do any of it. Even if they didn't do it for themselves, they definitely didn't put us in a position to know any of that. And I feel like, in meeting you, I feel like the most of the work that I've done has actually been for Cadence, not me. I'm just like a bystander of it. Like, a byproduct. I'm benefiting too, of course, but like I'm really focused on making sure Cadence gets so far ahead. I feel like she's 6, so she has no idea what's going on. But I feel like I want Mama's set. If something were to happen to me, she is set.
Yeah.
And her children are set.
Yeah. It's giving generational wealth.
That's really my only purpose here ever. If I do nothing else in this life, Cadence needs to be good if I'm not here. And so I feel like that's intrinsic to all moms, wherever we are in our financial standings or whatever, we all want our kids to have and do better than us.
Yeah.
So when you are working with moms, how does your advice differ? What do you think they should be focused on right away?
Well, then it becomes like a two-parter, because it's like you still have to look out for you, but you also have to take care of your child. So it's like whatever budget that we have holistically is split. So part of the money goes to your stuff, and the other part is for the kid. So we have to. And what's so cool about it is like you don't really need. You can start relatively with small amounts of money with kids, because it's like you start it when they're young. It's like you just let it grow until they're however old, and it's like you've done it for
There's more time.
There's more time.
Like mine, I've had to put in bigger chunks.
Yeah, it's more expensive, but with a kid, like you can start with like a couple $100s a month, just saving in. Like the thing that once you start growing money, like it's kind of like the work does itself, because it's like it's just math, the like compound interest, your interest. The interest on your interest making money. So it's like you have those things working for you. So that's how it's like you can take like X amount of money and you can literally we've turned Cadence into a millionaire already, with small amounts of money. So it's like you just have to do it.
Yeah. And just for transparency, how did I do that? How do we do that?
She knows nothing. She has a wealth manager.
She just goes into the account, just like, hey, I took this. Hey, don't buy that damn bag again.
Yeah.
Hold on here. And then it's like,
it's like, maybe can we just wait a little bit on that? Like,
you don't say don't buy it. You say not. This is a not.
Yeah, it's like,
write it down. Yeah. Write it down. If we still want to
let's revisit.
We'll get there. So yes, that's been totally helpful. But again, like focusing on how I've built wealth for Cadence.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So Cadence has an ecosystem of things. So IRA, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, 529 plan, cash value, life insurance plan, like all the things. Like there's so many things growing money for her. Like, and it was important for me to like diversify her, because like how I see it is like, all right, we can use one bucket like if she wants to go to college. We can use one bucket if we want to just continue a little bit longer and she wants to buy a house. Like another one, we can just like, all right, kids money, like those types of things. So like just diversifying and putting like a little bit of money in all of these little different buckets and just letting them grow.
Yeah. I feel like that was really important to me, to see what was going on with her and have those set up. You know what I mean? Because she also has a high yield savings.
Yep.
Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you know Cadence. At some point, like she works, like she has, she, her own contract things. Like we make sure definitely that's her money. And so we make her money work. Her money and my money are two different things.
Exactly.
So I feel like she's her own business, and I want her to like see that she's like reaped the benefits of her money.
And it's like, it's just so smart on your behalf, because it's like she's so young and she doesn't know. Because it's like, imagine like when she's older and she was like, when she realizes, and she also realizes that you didn't do any of like thing for her. So it's just like,
it's so funny because she doesn't know the breadth of like how much money she actually can put away
Yeah.
or will have. Like I feel like to her, we operate off my money. Like my money is what budgets the household thing or whatever. So I just think it's so funny. Sometimes she's just like, "Are we rich?" And I'm like, "Girl, no."
She kind of is. Though.
You are.
She is.
I'm not. Yeah. Like, please. You know what I mean? So it's really funny to see her how she relates to money, how I used to relate to money, and like reteaching, teaching myself again how to relate better in front of her.
That was another thing why like it was important for me when I was doing this work, setting everything up for you and Cadence. I was like, you gotta let me sit with her. Yeah. And like you gotta let me teach her.
Oh, that was really important.
You gotta let me teach her.
Yeah, that was really important to bridge that gap because I did see that I was, I was breaking a cycle in one instance where I was just like, I need to make sure she has all these investments, all these ways to diversify her money, sure. But then it was like this 6-year-old who's just like, who still thinks money grows on trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Like who still thinks, and it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was creating a little monster.
Yeah.
Like she just thought, whatever I blink at, I need to have it. What do you mean? I work. Yeah. And I know what that means and I know you work. And I know that what that means or whatever. So it was like amazing for you guys to start to sit together and so she could understand, here's your weekly allowance. In your allowance, here's how to budget that. Here's what you can and can't get. And it's been great because the funniest thing I've seen about it is the way she's reluctant to spend money.
Because it's her own.
Because it's her, legitimate, before nails. We're going to go out. We need to buy something when we go out. We have to buy something when we go out. Now, when I'm like, oh, you want a little Sephora run? We'll go into the Sephora and she'll be like,
Yeah. No, she's good. She's good.
We'll put it right down.
She's good.
We'll put it right down. She's like, I don't actually need it.
Exactly. And the way this morning, she's like, can you give me some money? I was like, I thought about it, but I was like, no. How about you give me some money?
Because you have it.
Because you got it.
Hoards. You checked her little Apple Pay.
No, she showed it to me. What do you mean?
She hoards money. It's actually so insane to me. And it's like, she's always like, no, I didn't do this or I didn't whatever. But I also love that she is also understanding cause and effect. Like when she is low on her money, she's the cleanest, tidiest.
Oh, because she wants to re-up.
Yeah, she wants to re-up. I don't have to tell her to make that bed. I don't have to tell her to do any chores. She
knows how to go and get it.
What to do and get it. So it's just, like I just do see like her relationship to money already being so different than mine was, which was the money's over here and I'm over here.
Yeah.
Like, there's no connection between us whatsoever. So that's really helpful too. Like always involve your child.
No, you have to teach them.
In the money discussion as early as possible.
Yeah, we literally have to like be, do things different from the way that, because I grew up well too, but it's like my parents still didn't teach me about money. I never struggled and never had to want for anything, but it's just like, they didn't know. So how are they going to tell me? Yeah. So like, I'm like the first person in my family that's like this guru. Like, so it's like, but now that we know, like just teach your kids. Yeah. Yeah.
Teach your kids for sure. What do you think about property for children?
Absolutely. 10,000%.
Like if I'm doing first time home buyers or whatever, should I do it in her name?
You can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's like that goes into her portfolio. It's an investment. Yeah. Like, we can totally and we also talked about a horse.
Oh. She's into horses right now. She loves horses. And then she just so happened to say it in front of you. Yeah. Here we go. Apparently now we're going to get a I don't know about all that. That seems like it's an extra something for me to take care of, to watch, to
but it's an investment, and there are.
So like invest in, just it doesn't have to be a horse, guys, please. But it's just the things that your kid is interested in. Yeah. If you can, or however you can.
And there's just like certain traditional things that, like property and things like that, just do appreciate.
Yeah. 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 I'm learning about that. Certain things that you buy, I appreciate. I think that helps me with like my things obsession too sometimes. Like, okay, if you buy this, like, cost per wear, 1, and then 2, will this appreciate? Like, people will be like, oh, I'm going to buy it and save it for my daughter. But like, it'll be junk.
Yeah, exactly.
Really expensive junk versus will this.
Like, is it an heirloom?
Right.
Yeah.
Not everything is an heirloom just because it's old.
No, yeah. Exactly.
Right. And I'm like, I feel like we're really, really like getting into that with each other now. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're winding down a little bit towards the end. So I wanted to take a couple questions from people who DM'd us this morning. Okay. So I put out on my Instagram. I wanted to ask some direct questions. Like I know I have all my questions. I know we're further into our journey, but like not everybody is. So I wanted to make sure we pulled some from my IG girly pops, as Cadence would say. Okay. Let's get into some questions. What would you deem necessary to have set up as a 30-year-old single woman?
Single woman. All right. So for sure, if you work for a company that has like 401k, whatever, always subscribe to the benefits. And if they match you, match what up to that percentage, but don't go over. So you want to take what is provided from your company, but you need to diversify out of that. So outside of that. So obviously savings traditionally preferably via high yield savings, brokerage account. Everyone should have some form of life insurance for sure. But the thing about life insurance, I feel like people like kind of don't understand it. It's really meant to be used throughout for your life. Like this
is literally the next question. By the way.
Really?
Yeah. Look, the next question, somebody was like, with limited income, are there other methods of investing beyond the stock market?
Yeah.
I think you taught me that.
Yeah.
So yeah, not sorry to cut you off, but let's go right back into life insurance.
Life insurance is like, first of all, there's certain like people in certain income thresholds that don't qualify to contribute to certain vehicles, like IRA, 401k, because they just make too much money. So like in the IRS tax code, there's like a loophole that's built where you can use like cash value life insurance kind of like as a backdoor Roth, but the money is like tax-free, all that kind of stuff. So you can use that kind of like as like this Swiss Army knife in your portfolio where you can build up like this reserve of cash and you can like, use it if you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, like those kinds of things.
With the life insurance you get, you could use
Absolutely.
it that way. Wow, okay. I always thought
Absolutely.
life insurance, you have to die to use it.
That's
somebody else.
That's what they want you to think.
Okay.
But no, that it's really yes, if you do die, like your people will be good, but like if there's
but
money.
Use it when you're alive?
Yeah, because
Is there a penalty for that?
No. You have.
Did you know that? Nobody told me nothing.
You literally have this.
Okay. Well, I'm saying I have it now and whatnot, but I didn't know that at all. Okay.
Because what life insurance companies are like the biggest institutions in America. So what they do is they traditionally buy like options contracts and normally like bet on the S&P 500 going up. So that's how they're able to like pay out like their shareholders is kind of like the good word to use, but like they give profit. So based on like their returns. So it's like a good way to like grow money like conservatively, but still get like good returns.
Yeah.
And it's like a vehicle that you can like use throughout the duration of your life without penalty.
Yeah. And do you think, right now I was just thinking also just what's going on in our government shutdown, not shut down, whatever the heck. And the big thing right now is about health insurance. And people not understanding ACA is the protections over your health insurance. It is not actually your health insurance. In relation to life insurance, do you think that's even more of an important reason why you should seek to secure life insurance before like Republicans essentially do away with the protections we have for our health insurance?
Oh yeah, because like, listen, life insurance is one of those things where if you lock it in when you're young and healthy, it'll be like relatively inexpensive. And if you do like cash value, it just becomes like, a small percentage of the money is used to cover the cost of insurance. The rest of the money is just essentially invested. But what will happen is the older you get, the more expensive it gets. And you also run this risk of like, what if you develop a disease?
Right.
And you become uninsurable?
Yeah.
Or it's just like, they'll insure you, but it's just like, not affordable.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things where you need to lock that in while you're young and just have it for the rest of your life. So that way you don't have to worry about it, because it is one of those things like you do need it at some point in life.
So get it ASAP.
Yeah. I mean, before they do it, they do away with stuff.
Hey, they are looking to privatize.
Yeah.
And make sure we have nothing.
Yeah. Because it's like, what are the resources going to be? How will people be able to then cure themselves, take care of themselves, get healthy again? What if you can't? Like, and it's just like something that you just don't want to look back on life and be like, damn, I should have did that when I was such and such age.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last question, this is a good one. How do you build confidence spending? I save, but I'm terrified of spending and investing.
That is a trauma for sure. But it's a balance thing. Like you can't be too extreme on one side because it then creates fear on the other side. You gotta like, you have to spend and you have to save. Like you have to be like, all right, if I want something, maybe I can't get it right away. Maybe you save up for it, but you should never deprive yourself and be like, I can't.
Yeah.
And be, it doesn't it creates like this whole like fog situation. So it's a balance thing.
Wow. I feel like that is I recognize that ASAP, and because I feel like I'm on the other side of the spectrum, like where she is really good at like saving and investing, and then will like hesitate on spending. I'm the other way. Like I'll be quick to spend something, which is the other end of the trauma. Like I don't have like a problem spending something or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like, but in the same vein, like I will spend something, bring it home, and not open it for weeks.
It's both unhealthy.
Both so unhealthy. Because my thing was it was just like a dopamine.
Yeah.
The
instant gratification.
The swipe.
But it was never about the thing.
It was never about the thing.
It was never about the thing.
Because I'll go home and didn't I just open a belt last night?
That you were like, I
bought it.
Yeah.
Almost 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I just opened it to wear last night. And it's like, that's not cute. I do need to get like a hold on what that is, but it's just so funny to see somebody having that issue
on the side,
opposite end. And it's just like, and obviously I have my own things to deal with, but also I would just add like, if something happens to us, money doesn't go with us. It doesn't go with us. It's great to save your money. It's,
you have to enjoy your life,
but you do need to enjoy life. It's okay. Like you're not doing anything wrong by enjoying life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it doesn't need to be everything you've spent needs to be spent.
Balance.
Have that balance there. Yeah. Tell yourself it's okay to treat yourself.
Yeah, and it's okay to save money.
You're not being irresponsible. I think a lot of older daughters, first daughters, things like that too have that trauma on them. Like I have to brace myself in case something.
Yeah, because you just carry so much responsibility.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, I feel better. So you guys feel better? Is this okay? Yeah.
I hope everyone like got something out of this today.
I think they will for sure.
Okay.
I think we demystified a lot. I think certain things were like, that felt very, this is not for me. You need to be in the matrix for this. I think we're able to approach it with like simple gloves, kid gloves. Talk to me like I'm 5.
Got it.
What I needed.
Got
for
it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm good at that.
Yeah. And I know that you said that you don't necessarily only take clients that make $1 million and up. I don't make $1 million.
I'm for the people.
You're for the people, and I love that. And I actually just really want to make sure that people can find you. I know you've gotten some clients from when I posted you on Instagram, and like I met a couple of those women last night.
Yeah.
They were like, they're doing their damn thing, and I'm so proud of them. So proud of you for continuing to expand. But please, can you tell this podcast where if anyone needs your money management, your advice, anything like that, where they can hire you, where they can work with you?
Yeah, so they can literally go on my website, newfundinvestments.com, and they can click contact and they can submit an inquiry, and someone will get back to them.
Somebody gonna get back.
And you're going to get routed to me directly.
Yeah. And what I love about you is the way that you are so hands-on. I feel like when we first started together, obviously it wasn't like all this money. It's like I had so many questions and not enough, or what I thought wasn't enough for anything. And you were like, as soon as I, went through your, obviously like your associates and whatnot, and then we got together, it was like, you've never let go of my hand.
No.
So I think that's something.
And I never will.
Thank you. I think that's something that's like really important. I think, and especially for Black women. Like, you're not going to be passed off to somebody else.
No. As long as I'm going to continue to be very, very, I have a very big vision for how I want to build out this firm. I'm just getting started for sure. Like I'm such a baby in this business. Like the average advisor is like 50 years old, white man. And I'm like, nowhere near that, but still getting started.
She's young and turned.
Yeah, young and turned lit. But as long as I can continue to take on the bandwidth, I will continue to be hands-on. And even when I do bring on other advisors, they will be like me.
Yeah. Trained up under you, so they'll know what to do.
Yeah.
But for so get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
Immediately. Okay. So new fund. And I'll put that in the description. Everybody will know where to find you, and hopefully, listen, it's doable.
It's
like it
so
really
doable.
is. It is. And then again, get that support along with your advisor, whoever they end up working with, or somebody else. It is doable.
Yeah.
I mean,
People do it every day.
And I'm doing it now.
Listen.
So I'm telling you, it is so, so doable. I mean, I woke up almost overnight after struggling for so long and was like, you know what? Shit needs to change. And then it changed, and I got support to help the change sustain itself. So it's been perfect.
Love that for you.
I love that for us, for real. And I love it for you guys. I'm already clapping. I'm already congratulating you because you could do it too.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Afterbirth Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to subscribe, leave a comment, let us know if you have any other questions. We will address them and we'll just answer in the comments. If you're listening to this on any other podcast platform, make sure that you're also following our platforms there. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment if you want. Leave a review. It would mean the world to me. And thank you again for everything. See you guys on the next one. Bye.